designers to understand current network platforms and maintain them. So at the same time, this framework is used to facilitate the development of new technologies to support the future communication needs and technology enhancement. So, rules of establishment, unidentified sender and receiver, common language and grammar. It is typo. Then speed and timing of delivery and confirmation or acknowledgement. So we have here the message encoding, message formatting and encapsulation, message size, message timing, message delivery options. So in message encoding, it is one of the first steps to sending a message is encoding. Encoding is the process of converting information into another acceptable form for transmission. So decoding reverses this process in order to interpret the information. And the next one is message formatting and encapsulation. So when a message is sent from source to destination, it must use a specific format or structure. So message formats depends on the type of message and the channel that is used to deliver the message. And the message size, is another role of communication. When people communicate with each other, the message that they send are usually broken into similar parts of sentences. These sentences are limited on size to what the receiving person can process at one time. So the message timing, these are the rules of engagement for message timing. So in access methods, access method determines when someone is able to send a message. If two people talk the same time, then a collision of information occurs and it is necessary for the two to back off and start again. And the message delivery options, there are times when a sender of a message needs to be sure that the message is delivered successfully to the destination. So in these cases, it is necessary for the recipient to return an acknowledgement to the sender. So the network protocols, the network protocols is at the human level, some communication rules are formal and other are simply understood based on custom and practice. So protocol interaction, the HTTP, TCP, IP, and the Ethernet. So the HTTP, it is an application protocol that governs the way a web server and a web client interact. So also HTTP defines the content and formatting of the request and the responses that are exchanged between the client and the server. And the TCP is the transport protocol that manages the individual conversation, and TCP divides the HTTP message into smaller pieces called segments. And the IP, it is responsible for taking the formatted segments from TCP, encapsulating them into addresses and delivering them to the destination host. And the last one is the Ethernet. It is a network access protocols that describe two primary functions: communication over a data link and the physical transmission of data on the network media. So the TCP IP protocol suite and communication process. So under the application layer, the DNS, BOOTP, DHCP, SMTP, POP, IMAP, FTP, and the HTTP. So in application layer, DNS, or the domain name system or service, it is translate domain names such as such as cisco.com into IP addresses. So in the BOOTP or the Bootstrap protocol, it enables a diskless workstation to discover its own IP address than IP address of a BOOTP server on the network and a file too. And the DHCP or the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, it is dynamically assigns IP addresses to client stations. At startup allows the addresses to be reused when no longer needed. And the SMTP or the Simple Mail Transfer Protocol enables clients to send an email to a mail server. It also enables servers to send an email to other services. And the POP or the what we call the Post Office Protocol, so enables client to retrieve email from a server and downloads email from the mail server to the desktop. And the IMAP or the Internet Message Access Protocol enables clients to access and store on a mail server maintains email on this server. And the FTP or the File Transfer Protocol, it is a set of rules that enable a user on a host to access and transfer files to and from another host over a network. And the last one is the HTTP or the HTTP or the Hypertext Transfer Protocol, set of rules for exchanging graphic images, sound, video, and other multimedia files. So in transport layer, we have here too the UDP and the TCP. UDP or the User Datagram Protocol, and the TCP is the Transmission Control Protocol. And in internet layer, we have here IP, the NAT, the ICMP, OSPF, and the EIGRP. The what do you call this? So in network access layer, we have here the ARP, the PPP, the Ethernet, and the interface drivers. So in internet standards, standards organization, the Internet Society. So Internet Society, it is responsible for promoting the open development and evolution of internet use throughout the world. And the Internet Architecture Board or the AIB, it is responsible for the overall management and development of internet standards. And the third one is the Internet Engineering Task Force or the IETF. It develops, updates, and maintains internet and TCP/IP technologies. This also includes the process and documents for developing new protocols. And the Internet Research Task Force or the IRTF, it is focused on a long-term research related to internet and TCP/IP protocols such as anti-spam research group and also the Cryptoforum research group. And the internet in standard organization, also the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers or the ICANN. So based on United States coordinates IP address allocation, the management of domain names and assignment of other information are TCP and the IP protocols. And the last one is the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority or the IANA. It is responsible for overseeing and managing IP address allocation, domain name management, and protocol identifiers for ICANN. And in network address, The network and data link layers are responsible for delivering the data from source device to the destination device. So network layers are protocols at both layers contain a source and destination address, but their addresses have different purposes. First is the network layer source and destination address. It is responsible for delivering the IP packets from the original source to the final destination, either on the same network or to a remote network. And the data link layer source and the destination address, it is the one that responsible for delivering the data link frame from one network interface card or the NIC to another NIC on the same network. And an IP address network layer or layer 3, the IP packet contains two IP addresses, which are the source IP address and the destination IP address. The source IP address is the IP address of the sending device, the original source of the packet, and the destination IP address is the IP address of the receiving device, the final destination of the packet. And role of the network layer addresses, the network portion and the host portion. So the network portion is the leftmost part of the address that indicates which network the IP address is a member, and the host portion is the remaining part of the address that identifies a specific device on the network. And in the role of data link layer address, the source MAC address and the destination MAC address. So the source MAC address is the data link address of the Ethernet MAC address of the device.